Please be seated. Welcome to the Misericordia University Physician Assistant Program Completion Ceremony for the class of 2022. We're thrilled to be able to gather together in person today to celebrate this momentous occasion. Family and friends, it goes without saying you are an important part of our students' journey. Today, we celebrate you and your support in helping Misericordia University physician assistant students become successful. We would like to express a warm welcome to our University Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. David Ream, and to our Dean of the College of Health, Science, and Education, Dr. Barbara Schwartz-Bachet. Thank you for attending our ceremony today. Students, today we celebrate your hard work and dedication to the Misericordia University Physician Assistant Program mission in becoming competent and compassionate physician assistants. This day has not come without numerous challenges throughout your time with us, even starting your journey with us on Zoom. But we really commend you for your flexibility and adapting to the action plans that the PA faculty presented and for successfully completing the PA program. At this time, I'd like to ask Zuleidis Vimera-Peleas to come to the podium to say our opening prayer.
Dear Lord, you are the greatest healer. All life and health comes from you. Without your blessing and your grace, there is nothing I can do. I thank you for this noble role, my service unto thee. Stand by me with my patience till the work is done daily. Give me knowledge, wisdom, and skill to do the task at hand. Provide the best care needed for each person's best interest. Stand. Let me lend a helping hand to those who cannot pay, bringing good health to all. Send them fit for homeward's way. Protect with your mighty angels those under my care. When their need of me is greatest, may I always be there. When my zeal's at its lowest, tiredness meeting me at every turn, may you then be my healer, renew joy and vigor earn. All this I ask from you, Lord, that I may a good doctor be, that in my life as a physician, may they see you and me. Señor Jesús, médico divino, que en tu vida terrena tuviste predilección por los que sufren y encomendaste a tus discípulos el ministerio de la curación. Haz que estemos siempre dispuestos a aliviar los sufrimientos de nuestros hermanos. Señor, haznos buenos samaritanos, dispuestos a acoger, curar y consolar a todos aquellos con quienes nos encontramos en nuestro trabajo. Por último, concédenos que, habiéndote amado y servido constantemente a nuestros hermanos enfermos, al final de nuestra peregrinación terrena, podamos contemplar tu rostro glorioso y experimentar el gozo del encuentro contigo, en tu reino de alegría y paz infinita. Amén.
Thank you, Zuleidis. And at this time, our medical director, Dr. Gerard Meritato, would like to say a few words.
Wow, gosh, your dream has come true. Oh my gosh, what a blessing. How many people in the world could say that? There's 7 billion souls out there. How many people can say that their dream has come true? I know 16 people who can. Fantastic. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Let me tell you a brief little story about a doctor who practiced for the first 50 years of the 20th century. His name was Albert Schweitzer. He practiced in the jungles of equatorial Africa. He built his own hospital. He built his own OR. He built everything. He practiced, and he did it out of nothing. He was a famous organist, and he would do concerts and earn money and pay himself for everything that he did. Well, he became famous for the miracles that he performed. Dignitaries knew him, presidents, prime ministers, kings, queens. They all knew about him. He looked like a kindly old man with a bushy mustache, very 19th century. And he was a very kindly old man. And reporters would come and visit him and talk to him and want to know how he did it. He even got to the cover of Life magazine. And in 1952, when he won the Nobel Peace Prize, he used the money that he got with that to open a hospital for lepers in Africa. Well, he became so famous, so many reporters were visiting him, and he wasn't a guy who liked fame. So after he had had enough, he turned to a reporter one day and growled, "Enough of this greatest man in the world nonsense. And that's what I want to tell you. Society for the last 5,000 years requires that we be superheroes. Okay? We have to work harder, faster, and longer, sometimes with limited reward. We have to learn things that we weren't trained to do. We have to learn them fast. We have to learn them well, and we have to get it right the first time. Can't have a bad day. Can't have any problems at home. And if something bad happens to us or to a patient, block it out, suck it up, move on. There's another patient to see. They want us to be superheroes for the last 5,000 years, like Superman. Superman, faster than the speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Superman, disguised as Clark Kent, a mild-mannered reporter. Well, if they want us to be Superman, in reality, we're Clark Kent. We're mild-mannered. We're sensitive. Things get to us. We worry. So how does Clark Kent decide that he or she is a success as a professional? The nurses like us better. Patients don't complain as much to us as with another person, right? We make more money than somebody with the same job. Well, how do we find out that we are really a success as a professional? We find out by the obstacles that we overcome. And what are the big three? Failure, the fear of failure, and the prospect of failure. Well, how do we deal with failure? We self-improve ourselves. We learn from it, we accept it, we do better, and we go back and we do the very same thing again. That's called courage. And that's how we deal with failure. How do we deal with the fear of failure? Concentration. You're learning that now. We learn to concentrate and block out all distraction. And what about the prospect of failure? Gee, things were going well. Now all of a sudden they're going sour. What do I do? Humility. You ask for help. You accept the fact that things aren't going well and that you need help. So there it is. Self-improvement, concentration, humility. Medicine is hard, but you're all doing so well. And it's not the hardest thing you'll ever do. The hardest thing you'll ever do is raise children. Anybody disagree with that? Sounds unanimous. I want you to remember one thing. Years from now, when you come home at night, it's midnight, you've had a long day. The house is dark. Your spouse and the kids are asleep. You come out of the shower and you look in the mirror and you do your dance. I am lonely, I am lonely, I am lonely. I want you to look yourself in the eye and say, I am a success as a medical professional. Okay? I know I'm speaking for my wonderful colleagues and deans when I say we are very proud of you and we wish you a long life and a joyful medical practice. And on a personal level, I want each of you to know that you will always have my heartfelt affection. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maritato. So well said. And next, we'd like to ask our Dean, Dr. Barbara Schwartz-Bechet, to say a few words as well.
Welcome to Misericordia University's Physician Assistant Class of 2022 completion ceremony. We have 16 wonderful graduates here today, and I'm honored to welcome you, your families, significant others, Misericordia administration, faculty, and staff. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like us all to give a hand to our wonderful completers. Thank you. Misericordia University is a Catholic liberal arts institution established in the tradition of the Sisters of Mercy. We foster intellectual curiosity, critical thinking, and respect for persons in an environment where all are welcome and we welcome all. We place strong value on our charisms of mercy, service, hospitality, and justice. And the core of your didactic and clinical instruction has positioned you to bring those charisms to your occupation. You will soon have the chance to put into practice the basic and clinical science information you've mastered over the course of your didactic and clinical experiences while at Misericordia. You will also serve as an ambassador for the PA program and the university. You are becoming the next generation of physician assistants in a time of great uncertainty as the pandemic, which is now turning into an endemic, continues. We have monkeypox now, and polio is becoming more prevalent. We know that this will be something that you will work to move forward with and take on all challenges that come to you. You are going to be taking the oath of medical professionals to first do no harm. As you enter the workforce, it is your responsibility to do what you can for our community by continuing to learn, continuing to grow, and continuing to do right by your patients. I am sure that you will face this chapter with courage and with all the strength and skills that you've accumulated over these last 2 years. This is the time for you to recognize your purpose, to understand what your mission is or can be, and to understand that when you sit side by side with any patient, no matter their background, color, or hue, it's about stretching out your hands to connect with humanity and caring in the manner in which you pledge to do. As you move out into various hospitals, clinics, and practices throughout the country and the world, remember that you will be carrying the banner of an outstanding program, and this is your time to garner firsthand and understand what being a clinician is all about. Remember, to provide care to others is a tremendous responsibility, not one that comes lightly, as you have learned from your courses and your clinical rotations. One of the most important things that I'm sure that you have understood and kept in your toolbox is how important it is to garner your patient's trust, as this is neither earned nor utilized with technical knowledge alone. It is necessary to commit to compassion. So in closing, I leave you with 3 messages as you start your next exciting chapter as a practitioner. Number 1, enjoy what you have desired to become. I know it's been a long road and it feels like many hours, but enjoy it. You have successfully completed your training. The work and the studying may have at times been onerous, but you will look back and realize it was one of the most rewarding times of your life with the people that you will have met and the relationships that you will have developed. You can now move forward knowing that you are accomplished and ready to develop your professional self. Number 2, it is okay to be imitators. If you like how a certain professional taught you or administered care, your instincts are generally good, and it's fine to be like that person. Similarly, if behaviors that you have witnessed made you feel uncomfortable or uneasy, then you should also know not to utilize what you've seen or others have done. And based on your training, do what you feel is correct. Number 3, be compassionate and give back, but not only to your patients, but also to each other and those that you work with. Everyone in the healthcare arena is generally drawn for the same reasons and have the same pressures. And to be kind to one another is instrumental in making sure that you move forward in your career. Remember, one of the most important achievements that you will attain when you begin your practice is when the patient and the family says, thank you for the care received. And that is a group effort. So support one another. Good luck, have fun, and welcome to the rest of this wonderful ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Schwartz-Boucher. At this time, we would like to have a presentation of awards. First up is our Preceptor of the Year award. Our students voted for the Preceptor of the Year. And this year, the award goes to Dr. Zalatimo, a women's health preceptor that we utilize. We thank Dr. Zalatimo for his service to the program. And although Dr. Zalatimo could not be with us today, he wanted to express his gratitude and would like to wish the students well as they graduate. On to our student awards. I definitely would like to acknowledge that the faculty and staff had an extremely difficult time coming up with these awards. If we had the ability to give 16 different awards, we would give 16 different awards. Your class has been wonderful and just a pleasure to have. So with that, I'm going to start with our program valedictorian. This student has attained the highest academic achievements of the class. Multiple preceptors have noted that she far exceeds her level of education. At the same time, she remains humble with her interactions. The Misericordia University Physician Assistant Program valedictorian is Casey Lillo. Congratulations, Casey. Our Clinical Excellence Award. This student has demonstrated dedication to performing at the highest level of excellence throughout the entire clinical year in the areas of medical knowledge, professionalism, interprofessional skills, and clinical reasoning and problem solving. Preceptors noted that this student is a skillful practitioner with a deep fund of knowledge, excellent interpersonal skills, and professionalism. In addition, throughout the duration of the program, she has always displayed self-motivation, flexibility, respect, and professionalism. She is conscientious and consistently displays a superior work ethic. To date, we have never had a student with such great documentation skills. The Misericordia University Physician Assistant Student Program Clinical Excellence Award goes to Marguerite Adams. Congratulations, Marguerite. Our Spirit Award. This student exudes positivity and will bring life to the physician assistant profession. She is the soul of the class, always smiling, even during times of stress. Faculty would often see her spending time with classmates, helping them study and practicing for OSCEs and practical exams. It was clear she finds joy in helping others be successful. This student captured photographs throughout the program to have a record of the memories made by her classmates. She has graciously compiled all these pictures for our final slideshow at the end of our ceremony today. The Misericordia University Physician Assistant Program Spirit Award goes to Win Lee. Congratulations, Win. Congratulations to all of our award winners. At this time, we'd like to ask the students to please rise and take their seats in the auditorium. And now we'll have our class president, Luke Rogers, address the audience and students. Luke.
Okay. From courage to confidence, capability, and gratitude, William Faulkner said, "You cannot swim for new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore." You all demonstrated that you are courageous individuals when you acted on your hope of one day becoming a PA over 2 years ago. You jumped in and you swam out of your comfort zone. Maya Angelou said, "Courage is the most important of all the virtues, because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently." I think the same can be said for the practice of medicine. So, we arrived with courage. What did we go through and what did we learn? At the beginning, it seemed like it was going to be the longest 2 years of our lives. And now it feels like it's over in the blink of an eye. These 2 years, we've gone through many phases. Just like a red blood cell traveling through the phases of ventricular contraction in the heart. School may be over, but you still have to know those. Let's review for the PANCE. And for anyone who doesn't know, the PANCE is our national certifying exam. Now to review, we will relate the phases of ventricular contraction of the heart to the phases of PA school. The first phase is isovolemic relaxation. This is when you found out you were accepted into the program. Isovolemic in that the volume of knowledge in your minds didn't change yet, but you had a moment of relaxation, about 70 milliseconds to be exact. Second was ventricular filling. Here the ventricle fills with blood and we filled our minds with knowledge. Next is isovolemic contraction. During this phase, the pressure increases. And finally, rapid ventricular ejection. Here the blood shoots out of the heart, and now it's time for us to shoot on out of here. So we are at ejection, and if you remember the charts showing the pressure of the changes throughout the phases, is this phase where the pressure is at its highest as we start our careers. But remember, the pressure the red blood cell undergoes is cyclical. When you're under high pressure, you can look back and know you have persevered through this before, and you will get through it. And like the red blood cell, you have a purpose. You sustain life and health. Going through these phases, we learned many things. We learned useful things, like how to treat public speaking anxiety with a beta blocker, which maybe I should have taken one before this speech. We learned about anatomy and physiology. We learned about the clinical practice of medicine. We learned about the complexities of pathophysiology. Well, we tried our best. But beyond the science, we learned abstract and personal things about ourselves. We learned through experience that we are far more capable than we knew. Did all of the exams, practicals, and clinicals teach us A, resilience, B, sacrifice for something greater than ourselves, C, confidence, D, conscientiousness? By the way, this question is in the format of a Dr. M quiz. So E, A, and B, but not C, or F, A, B, C, and D, but not E. You have 30 seconds left to answer. We have learned all these things and more. Imagine if on your first day of PA school, you had to perform an OSCE. For anyone that is not familiar, OSCE stands for Objective Structured Clinical Examination. It's basically a mock patient encounter where we had to demonstrate what we had learned. While these were intimidating situations, the fact that we transitioned from simply being unable to perform an OSCE when we first arrived to now being able to see real patients demonstrates how we have grown into being confident and capable providers. And you already were courageous. So what is next? Well, you're probably ready to go out to eat, celebrate, and go home and get your pants off your minds. Whatever may be next for you, the phases you have gone through and the things you've learned will carry you across the sea of life to new horizons. Resilience, sacrifice, confidence, capability, and conscientiousness are the makings of a sturdy vessel. And let courage be your compass. And let your sails be filled with gratitude, because I know it fills all of our hearts today. On that note, I speak for the class of 2022, extending a sincere thank you to the professors, administrators, and everyone involved that made today and the last 2 years possible. I thought this might happen. I'm not emotional, you're emotional. Thank you. And thank you to the parents, family, and friends. You're the unsung heroes behind our success. Thank you for your support through the ups and downs. And thank you and congratulations to the class of 2022. We stuck together, persevered, and worked as a team, and now we are PA graduates. Congrats.
Thank you, Luke. That was really wonderful. And just another note about Luke. Luke is our class president and was a wonderful leader and certainly a great student advocate who, always had the best interest of the class at heart. So we really appreciate his leadership in that role. Thank you. At this time, we're going to have our presentation of certificates and white coat ceremony. So students in the first row, please rise. Please approach the stage as your name is called to receive your white coat and program completion certificate. Marguerite Adams. Abby Bazari. Anthony Cantarella. Zuledes Fumero Pelez. Samantha Holcomb. Michelle Keen. John Kochansky. Emily Kohler. Win Lee. Casey Lello. Emma Pavarnik. Luke Rogers. Faith Schaefer. Christopher Snyder. Hannah Zabazinski. And Lexi Zimmerman. Students, please rise. And if everyone could just take a moment and give an applause to our graduates here. Thank you. And at this time, the students will remain standing as they recite the graduation oath. You can turn to the last page of your programs to follow along together. I will my primary responsibilities, the health, safety, welfare, and dignity of all human beings. I will uphold the tenets of patient autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice. I will recognize and promote the value of diversity. I will treat equally all persons who seek my care. I will hold in confidence the information shared in the course of practicing medicine. I will assess my personal capabilities and limitations, striving always to improve my medical practice. I will actively seek to expand my knowledge and skills, keeping abreast of advances in medicine. I will work with other members of the healthcare team to provide compassionate and effective care of patients. I will use my knowledge and experience to contribute to an improved community. I will respect my professional relationships with the physician. Thank you. You may be seated. And now I'd like to ask Samantha Holcomb to come to the stage. Samantha has some superlatives she'd like to recite.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Samantha Holcomb. I am our class representative for the Pennsylvania Society of Physician Assistants. Before we start our wonderful slideshow, I wanted to read off some fun class superlatives that were put together by two of our classmates. These were made with each classmate in their unique personality in mind, but mostly because we were procrastinating and wanted to avoid studying. So thank you to Marguerite and Wen for making these fun superlatives and allowing me to share them with everyone today. If you missed what the professor said in class, or you need 80 words typed in a minute, Marg is your go-to girl. If you don't remember a lab value or need a new drink from Starbucks, your front row classmate Abby will help you out. If you need an object up high or need advice on a sports bet, AJ's got your back. If you're planning a Florida vacation, Zuladies can be your free trip advisor. If you can't remember our crazy exam schedule, I'll keep you up to date on our class whiteboard. If you want to practice 5 questions before a big exam or want to try some homemade Korean food, hang out with Misha. If you want a good laugh, John will never disappoint. And to this day, many of us still wonder if you have an imaginary girlfriend. If you're having trouble with a respiratory question or wondering what websites are having an online sale, Emily can help you out. If you need to reference a textbook in the classroom, you can see your local librarian as she has her built-in library at her desk. If you want to know any MU traditions or need a local restaurant recommendation, Casey is your go-to alumni. If you're unsure if you got an email, just listen for Emma's computer. Or if you want to learn any new TikTok dances, Emma's always down. If you need a responsible leader, Luke is always ready to step up. If you're searching for some local hiking paths, Faith knows all of them. If you want Chick-fil-A to cater your party, Chris has you covered. If you're wondering what resources you should use to study for your boards or need a really good cornhole partner, Hannah's your #1 pick. And last but not least, if you need a new skincare regimen or need to know who's who on the new season of The Bachelorette, Lexi's always in the loop. So let's have a round of applause for our class of 2022.
Thank you, Sam. And thank you to Marguerite and Wen for putting that together as well. Prior to our closing, we will show the slideshow that Wen created for the class. And we thank you again for creating that.
I don't wanna be the kind to hesitate, be too shy, way too late. I don't care what they say other lovers do, I just wanna dance with you. I got a feeling that you have a heart like mine, so let it show, let it shine. If we have a chance to make one heart or two, I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you. Twirl you all around the floor. That's what they intended dancing for. I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you. Hold you in my arms once more. That's what they invented dancing for. I just wanna dance with you. I caught you looking at me when I looked at you. Yes, I did. I ain't that. Baby, come give me something, oh. Baby, come give me something, oh. 'Cause I can't stop loving. You won't get embarrassed by the things I do. I just wanna dance with you. Oh, the boys are playing softly and the girls are too. So am I, and so are you. If this was a movie, we'd be right on cue. And I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you. Twirl you all around the floor. That's what they intended dancing for. And I just wanna dance with you. I wanna dance with you. Hold you in my arms once more. That's what they invented dancing for. And I just wanna dance with you. just what they intended dancing for. And I just wanna dance with you. I just wanna dance with you.
As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
Thank you again for that wonderful slideshow. I think it really truly captured a lot of the moments that we didn't get to see from behind the scenes, so we love to see this at the end of the program. In closing, I would like to thank all of you for attending the Misericordia University Physician Assistant Program Completion Ceremony. I would like to give a special thanks to Mrs. Michael, who couldn't be here today. And she sends her best wishes to all of you and says, make sure you keep in touch. Also a very special thank you to Mrs. Linder, who organized the entire event today. So we thank you. Without you, this would not be possible. And finally, congratulations to our graduates. Best of luck as you start your physician assistant careers. We hope you'll come back and visit, maybe even consider precepting the next generation of Misericordia University physician assistant students. We would now like to invite all of you to join us next door in the Insulaco building after the students have their exiting procession for some nice refreshments. Thank you again for attending. Yeah.